Welcome back to the channel. I've spent my entire week behind the wheel of this 2024 Mercedes AMG CLA 45S, and this might just be the fastest Mercedes that I have ever driven. So the AMG stands for performance alone, but when you add the S to the name of the CLA 45, what you get is an insane performance boost. Mercedes have truly dragged out all of its possible power from this engine, and it is so cool. I call it the road legal race car that you can use every day that just happens to have 4 doors. But what's funny is when you go on the Mercedes website, you have to configure this thing in the coupe section. So that's interesting too. So I'm gonna show you the exterior, the interior, and of course, POV drive. Let's get right into it. I cannot wait to show you this thing. So let's check out the front first as usual. Look at these really nice looking, aggressive daytime running LEDs. Super nice looking. This thing just looks really cool. We've also got some cooling. This thing has to do a lot of cooling. Under the hood, you'll actually find some heat shields that are actually in metal, but just when I opened it to film, the heat that this thing gives off is incredibly hot. It doesn't run, like, it's not giving me overheat warnings, but you can tell that this is a really heated up engine. Now I've also got parking sensors, 360-degree cameras, so it's really easy to park, which I really enjoy. Check this out, big Mercedes logo right there, the AMG logo as well. And then we've also got another AMG logo right up here. I love this red paint. If I zoom out here in the front, look at how aggressive this thing looks. I am such a fan of this vehicle. It's not even funny. So let's take a look under the hood. I have a 2-liter handcrafted inline-4 turbocharged engine. Now I know some of you are not gonna be a fan of the 2-liter inline-4 turbo. You guys are gonna find it small, but when I tell you Mercedes have dragged out everything, I am not kidding around. We've got 416 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. That's crazy numbers for an engine of this caliber. I really do think they've tuned this really well. I've also got an 8-speed automatic transmission, which is the AMG Speed Shift, which is a fancy word for really quick dual clutch transmission. Now this also comes with all-wheel drive, and it's a matter of fact, this thing is so quick, it does 0 to 60, 4.1 seconds. Ridiculous. We've got an as-tested price here of 92,465 Canadian. So you're gonna pay for it. They're definitely not giving it away, but this is a very special CLA 45. I really do think so. So if you're paying the price, I think you're getting your money's worth. All right, so let's come on to the side now. Let me show you this here. We've got 19-inch rims on the side here, nice chrome accents. With the red paint, the chrome looks really good. This is exactly how I'd configure it. I don't think I would change a single thing about how this Mercedes is configured. But let's take a close look at these 19-inch rims. You can see I'm on the Continental Sport Contact 6s, which is a really decent tire in my opinion. Like the Mercedes logo, this is the standard rim that you're gonna get. Also, we have the AMG painted red brake caliper there as well. You can kind of see the logo right there when I zoom in. We've got a Turbo 4MATIC Plus badge, which is really cool. Turn signal LEDs as well as a camera. Like I said, 360-degree cameras on this thing. Nice chrome door handles there as well. Also, check this out. Windows, frameless, looks really cool. How that's gonna do in the winter, I'm not sure. Same thing with the touch lock and unlock. Not sure how it's gonna vary in the winter, but I like it. You can see how low the ride height is. You can see how little space we have between the actual body and the wheel. This thing rides very low, very aggressively. Like I said, road legal race car, fits the part. So last but absolutely not least is the rear for this AMG CLA 45S. Look how aggressive this thing looks. I went and turned the vehicle on so you can actually hear the exhaust as I'm talking to you. But look at this, really nice taillights. They wrap all the way around the body. Kind of a nice little rear wing here. You can add kind of aero packages and get a bigger wing. This also has like a special edition one that they've only made a few of that really looks aggressive, but honestly, like I said, this is the way I'm taking it. I don't feel like I need the aero or anything like that. I like this how it is. You can see we've kind of got like this nice line here that separates the top part from the bottom part. We've got a nice rear diffuser, and check this out. We've got nice quad exhausts here that sound really good, and also check out this attention to detail. AMG logos on all of the exhausts. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Parking sensors back here, backup camera back here, and we've also got quite a bit of trunk space. You can see I've got my shoes and my cleaners right there. It also fits my stroller, stuff like that. Really no problem. You would think you have to trade backseat space for the trunk space, but I actually didn't feel like I had to do that. So really you can use this and have kind of like a small family, and it's still practical and still really fast. So that's gonna do it for the exterior tour of the CLA 45S. Let's take you on the interior, then of course POV drive coming right after that. Let's do it. All right, first up is the rear for the Mercedes-Benz CLA. So you can see it's not a lot going on, but we do have like this nice material, nice black stitching. I love this soft touch kind of Alcantara with this leather. Nothing feels cheap here, which is really good. Kind of like a small entryway, a little bit of like a bucket seat here for the back. It is like more of like a coupe kind of thing where there's not a whole bunch of back seat room here. We also have kind of like these racing seats in the back as well, which I really enjoy. You can see my baby mirror has kind of slouched there. I have to take that off and put it back on because it's not like an actual headrest, right? Like it's not something I can tie around. So let's hop in though. So hopping in, it's easy to get in, no problem. My legs are just touching the back of the seat here, but it's not a big deal. Like there's kind of like indents for my knees. I got a little bit of foot room here too, so that's not bad either. Seats are comfortable though. Like they're a little bit more padded than they are in the front back here. You can see that I have this baby mirror. Like I said, I got to kind of like readjust it because it seems to have slipped off during the bumps and the days and stuff like that, but still it works well. I just got to tighten it. And then also the baby seat fits perfectly. Red seat belts, check that out. Looks really, really cool. Small windows back here, but again, I got just enough headroom. Like sometimes my head kind of touches the top here, but nothing that really would bother me. Vents back here as well as one USB-C charging point. So really hard to complain. I mean, it's a really quick vehicle that's pretty nicely designed on the interior, and also like it has a back seat. It's got 4 doors, so it is practical in terms of a family, sort of like it can fit my stroller in the trunk and everything. So I do enjoy it back here. It is quite nice. But let's get up to the business end. Let's hop up front. All right, up in front with the business end, you can see we got these chrome door handles. Looks really cool. A much bigger door. At nighttime, you'll see a Mercedes logo right down there, so that's very nice. The ambient lighting starts here. A little bit more of a kind of texture difference here, where you've got the Alcantara still, kind of got the silver. Seating controls here, trunk control right there, heated seating button right there. Taking a look at the seats for the driver here, really nice. You can adjust it pretty easily. You got a bit of bolstering in here where these are adjusted as well, and you can kind of adjust the lumbar support as well, but these are the racing seats, which I think look phenomenal. And then we also have AMG lit up on the door sill here, as well as the AMG carpets, but let's hop in. It's very easy, bucket seats. You just kind of slide right into this thing, greeted by this really nice looking steering wheel. Mercedes does it one of the best. You know, you're not going to be a fan of it if you don't kind of like touch buttons, like haptic touch buttons as well. That might bother you just a little bit, but for me, it's okay. I've adjusted, like it works well. You can kind of slide your finger around and it's nice. We've got these guys down here, which I showed you before on other Mercedes, where you can kind of click through different stuff and turn it on or off. You can see like my exhaust can be quiet or loud, so usually I always press that button when I'm in comfort mode or any mode of this car. Nice AMG badge right there. The Alcantara stitching is really, really nice as well. Then we have our drive mode selector right here. You can see Sport, Sport Plus, Race, and we also have individual and snow mode, which is really cool. Then over on our left-hand side, we got our lighting controls as well as our illumination controls, the nice vent, and you can see, like I said, the ambient lighting kind of continues. I've got the classic Mercedes digital gauge cluster right here. Works really well, got a bunch of different themes. You can see I got like a sport theme, a track pace theme. I also got themes for my head-up display, so that's really nice as well. But I'm just using the classic, and then you can kind of flip through different, you know, kind of views in the center, whichever one that you prefer. I think it's really clean. I like this setup a lot. Nothing to complain about. I enjoy it. It's very nice. We also have these nice metallic paddle shifters. Don't feel cheap, and they feel really good to press. And then we have kind of like this plasticky kind of gear selector, which I don't love. I prefer maybe buttons or something. I don't know, I just feel like this is a little weird. I kind of prefer what BMW does with a little lever, but this is fine. I mean, it works well enough, so it's not a huge complaint, but yeah. Then we'll move over to our infotainment display. Very easy to use, built-in navigation. I can change the ambient lighting in here. Like, it's really, really cool. You can have like different animations and different stuff like that, different effects. I've got, you know, this is where you're gonna adjust your lumbar, stuff like this. Side bolsters, you can adjust that too. We also have track pace. So that's, you know, kind of all your track information right here, where it's going to give me a warning away from public roads, drag race, telemetry, all of that is right there. You also have performance screens where you can check your engine performance, where the car is delivering power. It comes with a G meter, stuff like that. Consumption is there too. You've got kind of this animation right here, which is interesting. Yeah, super easy to understand. Settings are easy to understand too. Yeah, there's not a lot to go over. because it's really the same that I've been showing you in other Mercedes: built-in navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You're gonna have a climate button right here that you can, you know, kind of quick access stuff from there, which is nice. I don't mind. I like these vents. They kind of light up like blue or red when you're making it cooler or warmer in the vehicle. I don't know if you'll be able to see that if I do it. Like right now it's already blue, so if I go red, yeah, you can see they kind of glow red. So that's cool. Heated steering as well. There's a button for it here, but also there's a button for it right here next to the steering wheel, which is really cool. HVAC controls are laid out down here pretty nicely, easy to understand. A little bit of storage right here. Our USB-C for our wired CarPlay should you want to use it. 2 cup holders, which is standard. We got our dynamic button. This is cool, where you can kind of change all of your drive modes as well as put the vehicle in these select drive modes as well. And you can turn your exhaust note on from here. We can also, you know, customize the order they're in, or we can also go setting select, and this is where you're going to choose your buttons to, you know, you can add more kind of widgets into those quick select buttons, so I can pull up anything I want by using the button here on the steering wheel. I think it's really cool, but there's just so many that you can add, take away. I love the customization there. That's really awesome. Then we have our 360-degree parking. I mean, there is no angle that this thing doesn't cover, and it gives you like a wide-angle drone shot chase camera looking thing. It is so cool. I really like that. You can kind of rotate it to anywhere you want. It obviously doesn't have the vehicle color, but that's fine. And I believe it can park for you. Yes, it can. So there you go. Usually I leave it on auto. I think it's really cool. You can you know, kind of do that if you want to. You've got like a car wash display too. It's yeah, really awesome. I think this view here surprised me. I thought that was really awesome. High quality stuff. A little bit of like a storage compartment there, and then we have storage again in here with 2 USB-C ports. And then you see the passenger, the driver has this too. We kind of have like this leg rest thing. Very interesting to have. The AMG kind of design here really splits up everything. Everything is nice and like high quality in here. I feel like I've driven other like maybe lower end Mercedes, maybe they're not as expensive, but this one, when you pay the price, I feel like we're getting our money's worth. There's a lot of luxury items in here. It just looks clean, it looks aggressive, it looks ready to go, ready to race. I think that's what you want from a CLA 45S or anything AMG, really. We definitely have that. The seats really complete the look with the red seat belts, with the red exterior paint as well. It just looks clean and mean. So speaking of clean and mean, let's take this thing on the road. Let me strap that GoPro to my forehead. Let's get right to it. All right, on the road now, 2024 Mercedes AMG CLA 45S. Oh boy, what a special vehicle this is. What an opportunity I have here to be behind the wheel of this phenomenal, you know, coupe-esque 4-door kind of mixed sedan. Like, it's in the coupe section of the configurator, so I kind of have to call it a coupe, even though it has 4 doors. It's weird. But anyways, it's phenomenal. I love this thing. The way that it is just, it's always on tilt. It's always on 10. There's no calm mode in this thing. Even knowing right now I'm in comfort mode, like, you know, it's still like, it feels like a race car, even in the most comfortable mode. Let me turn it to individual, and you can already hear, like, since my individual, my drivetrain is in race mode, so the you know, the engine response picks up quite a bit. It just downshifts right away, and I still have the suspension in comfort, but honestly, this is a very, very rough ride. This is a very stiff suspension. If you're looking at the, you know, CLA 45S, especially the AMG version, for absolute comfort, I don't know that you're gonna find that here with this vehicle. So we do have some traffic in front of us, but I will turn it into race mode here. We'll give it some. Yeah, so, oh my goodness, that's terrifying. Okay, whoa, all 4 wheels are definitely going there. Like, it holds on to second gear right up until redline, and I'm not even in manual mode. Like, that is nuts, the speed that can come out of this thing. Like, here, let's try to create a little bit of a gap here again. Go a little bit slower. Downshift, you can feel it from 4th now. Oh my God, the acceleration is just unbelievable. Like, I mean, it looks like it can do the acceleration, but the way that this thing feels, it's actually quite loud. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be as loud as it is, and that's not fake, that's not pumped in. That's real mechanical, you know, engine and exhaust sounds that you're hearing. I mean, this is the most connected to a Mercedes that I've ever felt. Like, you know, I did have another AMG SUV that was quite small. This, though, just embodies the AMG for me. This is so special. I just love it. I love like the Alcantara trim here. It is a little slippy, so I worry about like when you're doing performance stuff, how well you can hold on to it. But I mean, just for my daily use though, this is just phenomenal. You're gonna have to trade off some ride comfort stuff. Like I said, even in comfort mode, it's bouncy, it's stiff. There really isn't a lot of padding on the back. I'm basically sitting against the seat all the time. So, you know, after a really long time in the car, your back does start to feel it a little bit. But for me, I think I'm willing to trade that off just because I'm not at an age where, you know, I need absolute comfort 100% of the time. I can kind of, you know, I can live with this and I can kind of, you know, make do with a little bit of discomfort because of the way it looks, because of the way it sounds, the way that it performs, you know, just the red Mercedes AMG. There's just an essence to it that I can get over. I also really like the steering feel. Like, even knowing like this thing's really fast, really quick, I feel like I have quite a bit of control. Probably that's aided by the fact that this is an all-wheel drive. So like I feel powerful, you know. It just feels like I can handle all the power that this is putting out. Although it's really, really quick in a straight line and really loud in a straight line. But like I said, I love the EVs, but nothing gives you that. Like, this isn't even a V8, and I could only imagine what a V8 could do. And like, they've really tuned this engine well, right? For a 2-liter, they've really done a good job here. So let's put her into manual mode now. So the AMG speed shift is a real thing. It's a real powerful being. It's really quick. It kind of will shift for me. Like there, it's kind of going to shift down to first gear for me. But yeah, it's really, really strong. Like, let's show you. So here we go. First gear, pull. Wow, banged off the rev limiter there. Oh, wait. See, if you're too early with the shift, it does bang and just kill it, right? So you got to be a bit earlier. Oh my God, that's damn scary. Ugh. It's got so much power, like it's just an insane amount of torque, an insane amount of horsepower, and it's really good at just delivering it all when you need it. Like, and it just gives you the sound, the ambiance of it is just absolutely insane. Oh, I love it so much. And if you're done being in manual mode, then you can just press it right off. With my buttons, I have control. I have like quiet and loud exhaust modes too. Like, it's got active everything, you know. Like, if you don't want race, you want to kind of dial it back, you can do sport, you know, sport plus. We've got sport, I've got, you know, comfort, and then I've got individual, and I've also got like a, you know, a slippery snow kind of, you know, thing too. So do you have to park this in the winter? No, which is good as well. So, you know, I'm usually driving in my individual mode where I have things in comfort, but my engine is in race mode, and then my AMG dynamics are in kind of like the advanced mode. So not everything is off, not all the assists are turned off there. I do definitely keep most of them on in this, because this is a really powerful and very expensive vehicle that I would not like to crash, because I would like to get more from Mercedes. You know. So I've also got lane keep assist, I've got adaptive cruise control, I've got like all the trappings of, you know, Mercedes luxury, right? I've got the nice sound system, the 3D audio. It's an AMG, I've got the ambient lighting, you know, it's got everything like it. It just happens to be an absolute tuner of a race car. Like, you know, I feel like this is, you know, a crazy version of a CLA. I feel like the engineers and the designers just went, how crazy can we make the CLA? Because it already is a really good, like, design platform. So, like, how nuts can we make this thing, like, engine-wise? How much can we pull out of this little 2-liter 4-cylinder? The answer is a whole heck of a lot of power. It's just absolutely a puller, a rocket, and it's like, that's what it wants to do. Like, the car just feels unleashed. Like, in comfort mode, it feels like it's holding back. It feels like, you know, it's just yawning the whole way down the road. But then you put it into like race mode, sport mode, and it's just like, finally, let's go. You know, that's all it wants to do. It just wants to go, go, go. Like I said, it's constantly on tilt. It is constantly on 10. It wants to run and roar and just drive. This thing lives to be on the track. It lives to be drifted around. So, like, you know, if you're somebody who likes that stuff, every time you get into the car, it's just not calm. It's not comfortable. It's just bang, 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 bang. Then, oh my goodness, are you ever getting your money's worth? This thing is a rocket. This thing is a riot. I can't stop saying it. Like, I mean, there isn't anything else to say. It is a rough ride. It is a stiff suspension. most of the time. Like these Quebec potholes, you're gonna know when you hit a big one. Like even the little kind of, you know, bumps and bangs, you're gonna know, right? The people in the back seat, they're gonna know that, you know, you're hitting potholes and you're hitting bad roads. You're gonna feel them all. You're gonna feel absolutely everything, and there's no way for me to sugarcoat that or hide it. But the trade-off, if you can do it, oh boy, it's tons of fun. Visibility is also quite good. I don't feel like I have, although they call this a coupe, I don't feel like I have any blind spots. You can see perfectly around, nice and big windscreen here, so no problem. No digital rearview mirror, but honestly, you don't need one. It's compact enough. We've got our 360-degree cameras, so parking this thing is absolutely a breeze. It can even park itself if you want to play with that. Personally, I don't care for it. But man, there's nothing it can't do. Like, there's nothing it can't do. It's fast. It's a race car. It sounds wonderful. It lives up to the AMG name. And they've really, like I said, they've just pulled the maximum out of a 4-cylinder that they can. And it's surprising how much power they've extracted from this thing. Overall, I think the CLA 45S is just a special vehicle. I don't know how long it'll be around, and I don't know how many versions there'll be, but I'm glad that I got to drive one. This handcrafted engine is just phenomenal. It's just the perfect, you know, it's the perfect resemblance of, you know, one driver, one engine, one man, one engine, that the engine just wants to go, and the person driving it also wants that as well, and is willing to spend the money to get it. And you don't care about a rougher ride because you just want to run and go, and this engine just wants to live like that. So man, owning one of these, I'd probably be in jail. To be honest, you give a 20-year-old me this vehicle, I'm either in jail or I'm just not here, because I'm become one with a tree or a guardrail or some type of post, right? That's what's happening. So I'm glad I'm a little bit older when I get behind the wheel of this thing, because I'm a little bit more careful. I got a family, you know, I don't want to end up part of a tree. I don't want to be one with nature quite yet. So I am being careful, but still, even while being careful, this thing is able to give you, you know, so much fun. So much fun. It's one of the most fun cars I have driven all year, hands down. So if you like what you've seen, if this has helped you at all, or if it's just giving you insight on what it would be like to drive one of these crazy AMG Mercedes cars, you gotta subscribe, you gotta like, you gotta come back for more, turn on the bell notifications. I've got a car every week, and you're gonna get 2 videos from me every single week. With that being said, I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.